So today is going to be my first day trying some TIG on aluminum. So if I turn you quickly, I don't know if this exposure will be decent or not, but so you can see I've got my shiny new Primeweld TIG225 all hooked up and ready to go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut a few cards off this 1/8 inch piece of aluminum that I have. And we'll go ahead and we'll lay a few beads on those until I feel comfortable with what I'm doing. And then we'll take a quick look at what we're going to work on today. So now I got my handful of billets here, so I'm going to clean these up with the new flap wheel. We'll try a lap joint and a T-joint. But first I'm just going to go ahead and just try to lay some beads across this. So first I'll just go across just to see how the puddle forms before I even start putting any rod in, just to test it out. You know, hit the pedal a few times, test it and see what it looks like. And then I'll pick up some filler rod. We'll try it again. So yeah, what I'm going to do is new flap wheel, clean up these edges, get everything ready, wipe everything down with some acetone, wipe my filler rod with some acetone, make sure everything's been clean. Put on my new welding gloves that I got because I want stuff specific for aluminum, so I'm not cross-contaminating with steel. And then we'll see about getting some beads put down. So I'm not sure how good this is going to look. I've currently got my plasma cutter glasses draped over my camera. It's about a darkness of 6. I don't want to expose my nice camera to a direct arc, and my iPhone is currently recharging. So we're going to give this a go and see how it works out. I just went ahead and set the flow to about 15 to 20 cubic feet per hour-ish on the tank. The welder's all set up at about 100 amps. Pre-flow and post-flow are set up to give me some good flow during or before and after. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can strike an arc on this piece of aluminum, see how it works out. So here we are, like I mentioned, with these first 3 beads. Let me zoom in a tiny bit more, we'll get close. So, I'm not going to touch this, it's just fucking piping hot right now. Bead number 1 on the bottom. I kind of just moved too fast. Like I said, that was the very first time I ever struck an arc with a TIG welder. And you can see on the first one, no penetration at all. On the second one, I went ahead and Took my time, moved along, but I kept the pedal depressed all the way down the whole time, so I was welding with max amperage, which I had set to 100. And as the metal got hotter, as I moved across, you can see the weld bead got wider and wider. The final one, the top one there, number 3, I went ahead and kicked it off at full amperage, and then as I moved across the metal, I slowly let back on the pedal bit by bit until I got to the end, and I just ramped off and let it down. So, you can see on the second two, I got penetration, but only on like the latter 2/3 of that weld, the middle one, and then on the final one, I got penetration all the way through. Also, that third one, it looks pretty decent, I must say, for the third one I've ever struck. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this over. I'll just do a couple quick ones again there, and then, well, with these quick ones, I might try to get a bit of rod in it too, and we'll see how that goes. So, back to the welding. So there's the first attempt on a lap joint. It's totally dog shit, as to be expected. But you can see as I got toward the other end here, I started getting some penetration there at the very end, and the bead started actually going in properly. So I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to give it another go across this side and see if we can make any improvements. So here's that second lap joint we just ran through. The getting started there was kind of really bad. Then as I got to about the middle, I stopped for a second, recollected my thoughts, and then I went ahead and tried again. And from about the middle over to the end, it looks pretty decent. Now I scuffed that with the stainless steel brush there to give it a quick clean, but it probably looked better without it. But either way, that's it for my first horse shit there and second lap joint attempts. So the last one I'm going to try is just quick outside corner. I just got a little piece of paper laid here to support the top piece to keep it up to a level so I got a nice corner to go into. I'm just going to try to get a couple tacks. I'll get that paper away and we'll see if we can run a bead across that as well. So just taking a quick look at the last couple things we did there. First one was the T-joint. This one went really bad. You can see I started over here. I was trying to get things tacked. I couldn't get it to tack. Tried to pick it up again here. Things started to go in good. Blew through and then finished up half decent. And then on the other side, much the same thing. So it was probably too much amperage going into the part, just blowing through. And not enough rod. Like I was saying, that 1/16 rod is probably not big enough. I should probably be using a 3/32 or a 1/8 when I'm doing material this size. So that was that one. Then the outside corner did actually turn out pretty decent. There's a bit of dirt in it. That's probably just my own fault. So you can see over here, ignore this lap joint just from earlier. So let me get something to point at this with. Right here is where I started the weld. I got a tack and started coming across. Things started laying pretty good. I stopped briefly here and then I picked it up again, and then this is the rest of the weld, the outside joint. So there you have it. This is my first welds using my new TIG welder. Entirely new process to me, something I've never done before up until you saw me start trying it in this video. So yeah, once again, we had lap joints to start. That one was horrible. That was literally my very first actual joint, trying to join two pieces of aluminum. Then we got into this situation. By the time we got to the end of the second lap joint, things were looking pretty decent. Went ahead and tried a T. That definitely needs work. Like I mentioned, blowing through, so it's probably too hot. Not enough filler, stuff like that. So settings to be played with for sure. And then finally we did this outside corner here. So I started here, came across, stopped for a second, picked up again. Things got a bit better there. And then gave the inside corner a quick go. And get this to focus. That worked out a bit better again, this inside corner here. So yeah, I gotta say I'm content with it. I'm happy with the welder. Still only running on 110. I'm gonna have to get a plug made up so I can try 220. Which definitely is not the issue at this point because we're blowing through here. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.